Hey, coaches, if you want to learn a simple, reproducible, proven air raid system, one that has 25 years of experience and track record behind it, then please check out the Air Raid High School Edition bundle on YouTube. There's a link in the comments below. Thank you. Hey, coaches, got a fantastic guest. Lonnie Cox is the head football coach at Fairmont High School, and Lonnie is known in the state of North Carolina as a young up-and-comer, a brilliant offensive mind, and today he's going to share his quick game concepts with us. And Coach, looking forward to it, man. You put up some outlandish numbers over the years. I know you're going to say it's because you had good players, but I think those good players had a really good coach too. So I'm looking forward to this. Now we're going to have to, I'm actually going to have to share the video. Lonnie's on his phone at school. And so I'll be controlling the video and he'll be talking you through it. And because he's such a good guy, he's going to tell you how he'll actually send you the PowerPoint for this thing. If you hit him up on Twitter or email, I'll put his Twitter in the show notes so that you can DM him. But he's more than happy to share it just because he's a football guy, man. He likes to talk football. So thanks for being here again, buddy.
Hey, thank you for having me, Coach Salas. Just always looking for ways to pay it forward because I had so many great mentors who paid it forward to me. Paid it forward to me. So just willing to help out anybody that I can and share my love for the game of football.
Awesome, man. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. Let's see if together we can figure out technology. I'm going to share my screen. There you go. Your face is on there. My face is gone.
All right.
And let's go, baby.
All right. So guys, what I'm getting ready to share with you is just a bunch of quick route combos. But before Coach Salas get started playing the videos, I'd like to give you guys the quick game footwork details for the quarterback. A lot of people teach this differently, but over the years of doing this, when I worked with Coach Keith Wood, he was my offense coordinator when I was the running backs coach at Scotland County High School under Coach Bailey's staff. He really taught me a great way of teaching quick game, and it makes so much sense to me. So if you have a right-handed quarterback, which most of us do, and you're throwing quick game to your right, the way you would want to teach this is right foot back, open hip ball. Now, a lot of quarterback coaches out there just teach this. They teach this as catch and throw, but I really get more into the details. I really feel like that quarterback's got to catch the football, open his hip and get that thing out as quick as he can. The one thing we coach our quarterbacks is, don't try to get your fingers around the laces. Wherever you catch that thing, catch it and get rid of it right now. So just imagine, some of you on here may be baseball coaches as well, but if you're throwing quick game to the right, it would be like you fielding a ball at shortstop and there's a runner on third trying to score at the plate and you're throwing it back to the catcher. You just field it. You're getting that thing out as quick as you can. Right foot back, open your hip and ball. And, one thing that Coach Wood did and one thing that I always do in practice is as soon as our quarterbacks catch the ball, I'm yelling ball, ball, ball. And what that does is just telling that kid, catch it, get rid of it, catch it, get rid of it, catch it, get rid of it. Because you've only got so much time to complete that football before, a good corner or a good safety is going to rally and make that tackle. Another good coaching point behind this is, you want to complete this thing so quick that your athlete has a chance to catch the football and be a playmaker in space. And almost all of these clips that I'm getting ready to share with you, our athletes got a chance to catch the football, make a move, and get yards after the catch. My philosophy of football has always been, find a way to get the football to your best player in a hurry and let him go be a ball player. I think that's a big selling point behind any spread or air raid offense is, get your best player the ball as fast as you can, let him go be a ball player. Throwing quick game to the left. So like I was talking about throwing to the right. If you're throwing to your left, it's just right foot, your right foot to drop, shuffle your feet and get the ball out. So it's right foot back, shuffle your feet, ball. Now, another good coaching point here is, no matter whether we're running an RPO or, it's a design handoff or we're running power or counter, which, to you defensive coaches is the same thing because you get a kick and a wrap. We're going to make it all look the same. So, there's a lot of good defensive coaches out there. If they see that your quarterback's left foot is up instead of his right foot, there's a coach out there going to pick that out. So, whatever it is you're teaching your quarterbacks, you've got to be consistent in it. That way a good defensive coordinator can't pick up a tendency. So like I said, throwing to your right, that right foot is slightly above the left. It's going to drop. You're going to open your hips. Ball's coming out right now. That is to your right. If you're throwing a hitch or a slant or an out to your left, it's right foot back, shuffle your feet, ball. So, imagine, throwing left, you're the shortstop, you've just fielded a ground ball, and now you're throwing over to the first baseman on a routine play. Coach Keith Wood, when I worked with him a few years ago, he did a great job of teaching this, and I've always used it since in coaching my players. So, like I told you guys earlier, learn as much from as many people as you can, and take who teaches certain things best and make it your own. So, big shout out to Coach Wood for that. Now, Coach Salas teaches this very, very similar, and throwing, what he calls a quick screen. Coach, I think he used to call it Larry and a Roger. I tag a lot of my stuff. We have our X, W, and Y and Z receivers, and we tag a lot of our stuff depending on where we've got leverage. But this is more applicable to throwing a quick screen or throwing a bubble screen, or throwing any ball laterally. Like I said, that's more going to fit in throwing a now screen or a bubble screen. But if you're throwing a bubble screen or a now screen to your left, you're going to catch that football, really, shuffle your hips, and you want to spin that football as fast as you can. What I'm teaching my quarterbacks all the time is catch it and really shuffle your feet and engage your hips in the throw, because the more that you put your hips, the more you put your hips in the throw, the quicker that ball is going to get to the sideline. Going back to the whole spread and air raid philosophy, you want to get the ball in the hands of your best athlete as fast as you can. And with me also being an option guy, if I'm throwing a bubble screen, I'm teaching, let's get the ball in the hands of our receiver, and he's working to the outside toes of the outside receiver as fast as he can. And if the sideline's there, daggone it, we want to take it. The faster that quarterback can get it there, the better. Same way with throwing to the right, you're just going to drop the right foot, open your hips. And I've even been known to teach a shuffle with this if we've got good leverage, and we're going to shoot that ball out to the right as quick as possible. So when Coach Salas is going through this video, I'm going to try to point out, not only the little details with the quarterbacks, but how we're teaching our receivers to run these routes as well. But, you'll never be good at quick game until you get the footwork of the quarterback down pat. And like I've said, whatever footwork you decide to use, it needs to be consistent with everything else that you do. That way a good defensive coordinator can't pick up on a team. So, Coach, I'll let you go ahead and roll this. Team, and this is the same thing that they're giving us right here. Run it back just a little bit, Coach. Stop it right there. So obviously, as a play caller, stop it, Coach. Obviously, as a play caller, looking at this screen right here, their corner is really, really soft on our X receiver, who we have line up between the bottom of the number and the sideline, the trips. The reason I've always coached it this way, guys, is because, you know, whether you're playing a 4-4 cover 3 type team or a 4-3 quarters type team, you never want to give that outside linebacker leverage to be able to buzz to the flats if he doesn't get a threat. So, you know, what we're teaching our quarterback right here is you want to catch this football, right foot back, open hip, right foot back, shuffle your feet, ball, and you want to put this football on the outside shoulder of the receiver. This gives that outside linebacker virtually no chance to make a play on this ball. And if you are playing a quarters type team, you know, the only person left that can make the tackle is obviously the corner. So, you know, Western Hornets corner is about 7 or 8 yards off right here. You know, I believe in Phil Longo so much, man. You know, you'll never go broke making a profit. So if you're going to give me a chance to gain 5 yards throwing quick game, I'm going to take it every time. And, you know, another thing I would tell all you play callers out here is, you know, a defensive coordinator is always banking on you not being, you not having the patience to keep throwing quick game. Well, if they're going to line up in quarters or they're playing you in a 4-4 cover 3 and they're giving you that outside zone short, guys, take it, and take it till they adjust. Because like I said, just there's a lot of D coordinators out there who think no play caller is patient enough to keep doing it. But Coach Salas, go ahead and roll this clip. My receiver right here, 19 at the bottom of the screen. The way we're teaching him to run this hitch is 3 big, 2 small ball. So run it back again, Coach, if you don't mind. The way we're teaching this receiver to run this hitch is 3 big steps, 2 small steps. Turn around, get your hands up, be anticipating that a throw is coming. So what we're telling that receiver is by the time you turn around, that football is going to already be in the air. You know, you need to have great concentration, you know, on that window and where that football is going to come from. Stop it right there. Run it back one more time, Coach Salas. You know, he's got to have great concentration on finding that football and seeing it in. Now, stop it again, Coach. This is a little small detail in this, but sometimes, guys, your athletes get so excited to go make a play that they forget to see this ball in. They forget to gather it and get the ball in their outside arm. You know, just like coaching a running back in individuals, you know, you need to coach that receiver that once he catches the football, he needs to exchange it in his arms and get the ball on his outside arm. Why? Because if somebody happens to run up behind him and strips that football, it's got a chance to go out of bounds. That way you can retain possession. You know, all too often, you know, a lot of kids, you know, they're so interested in making a huddle highlight and sharing that thing on Twitter, and they get so excited about that they forget that little detail, and it ends up becoming a blemish on your film. So I just think Jake does a great job right here of 3 big, 2 small ball, catching this thing and immediately, you know, opening his right foot and ripping and getting to the sideline. Stop it right there, Coach. In this case, guys, like I said, it creates a one-on-one. And at that point, it's just your athlete versus theirs. And you know, just like I told you earlier in the podcast, you know, we're teaching our kids they can beat anybody, and we're telling them that they're going to beat the man that they're going up against that play, man. And, you know, we really put a lot of confidence in them that go catch that football, you make that guy miss, and let's go score a touchdown. The next clip that Coach Salas has up here, we're in the first clip, we were in Rio, which is what I call trips right. I try to come up with names that kind of fit our formation. So Rio, for example, it's got 3 letters. You know, it's trips to the right. In this formation right here, we're in Leo, which is trips to the left. And you know, I think for all you offensive guys out there, I think the simpler you can make your language in terms of your formations, you're going to be able to get lined up faster. You're going to be able to get the ball out as fast as you want to. Now, when I coached with Coach Salas back at Lumberton, you know, he was adamant about you get a playoff every 8 seconds. And my Lord, some days I couldn't even get the ball spotted fast enough for us to get it out. But if you get your kids to line up really fast and and you can get them used to playing at different types of tempo, you can become the dictator of how you want to control the game. If you get up late, if you get up late in the game and you're just trying to kill some clock, you're telling your kids to line up as fast as possible. It just gives you so much advantages, guys. It allows you to see what the defense might be trying to do. It gives whoever you have up top a chance to give you some advice. But it also gives you a lot of time just to sit there and chill and run that clock down to 1 or 2 seconds before you snap it, because football is a game of inches, and to me it's a game of seconds. And when you're up in a ball game, you want to try to burn as much time as you have. But the clip right here, we're in Leo. We have a receiver to our right. Here's another little important detail. I'm trying not to miss anything, because I know you guys are just like I am, and you're coaches of detail, and every little detail matters. A lot of my own coaches, when I first hire them, they're like, "Coach, you're giving me these formations, but why does your running back line up to the right or to the left?" And here's a good answer for this. I never put my back to the same side that I'm going to throw quick game unless he's a part of the concept. The reason for that is you want to give your quarterback a clear vision for where to put this ball. So, for example, you wouldn't want to have your running back line up on the right here, because once the quarterback catches the ball, the running back may get in his vision for throwing that hitch. So, what I've always had my quarterback do if we tag a hitch or an out or a slant, is we put the back away from where we're going to throw the football. That way the quarterback's got a clear vision for getting it out. Coach, you can go ahead and play this one. Again, stop it right there again, Coach. This is a really, really important detail again. I don't think Ahmad, who's 44, he was a great player for us at Union Pines, a super playmaker in space. I would have liked to have seen Jacob and Ahmad really get between the bottom of the number and the sideline. When you pull up this clip, Ahmad is more just on the bottom of the number. I would like to see them get between the bottom of the number and the sideline. That way, even if they have a buzz player over there, he can't get there. Stop it right there, Coach. In this case, Western Hornet Central has got an outside linebacker end over there, and he's going to come up and try to play contain, which really leaves that corner right there locked in yo-yo or man coverage, and we're able to get the ball out. But you always want to coach this as if there's going to be a flat defender or a buzz player over there. So go ahead and hit it, Coach. You see Rory's right foot drop right there, right foot, open hip ball. Run it back, Coach. You'll see that right foot drop, right foot, open his hips, ball out. Rory does a great job right there of getting that ball on Ahmad's outside shoulder. We're able to pick up 8-9 yards. And as you guys can see, run it back one more time, Coach. We're teaching our quarterbacks to get this thing out so quick. And both of these clips you've seen, we're able to complete this ball and turn around and get 3 or 4 more yards. Those 3 or 4 more yards can mean the difference in a ball game. So, stop it right there, Coach. The quicker you can get the ball out, guys, the quicker your athlete can go be a playmaker in space. Right here, I know on the first two clips, you see me in straight trips. This is what I refer to as tight end trip. Stop it, Coach. I call this formation right here Ray, which is tight end trips to the right with an H-back. I learned all this terminology from Coach Bailey. Ray is different from Rio and Leo. It's telling us that we're in tight end trips to the right with a single receiver. Like I said, guys, I want to throw this in there as well. Our Y is pretty much always interchangeable in our offense. So if we line up in Rio or Leo, let's say Rio, for example, it would be W, Y, Z. The X would be to the far left on the backside by SF. But we make our Ys interchangeable, and we coach our Ys the same no matter whether we're using them as more of a blocker in the box, or we're using them as a guy to throw a quick screen to or run, a stick concept with. we're coaching all of these guys the same way. That way they can be interchangeable. Then that gives us the ability as an offense to go from straight open trips to tight end trips and just be, creative and do as much as we want to do. This really gives a lot of defensive coordinators headaches when, you've got all the same players on the field and you're able to do that so quickly. Because, a lot of coaches have different packages and, even in the pros, they're trying to sub guys out based on, what formation the offense may go into. Well, we don't give defenses that chance. We're able to change in an instant from open trips to tight end trips to whatever we want. And if you don't adjust, we're going to be a play or two ahead of you before you're able to. But so right here, we're playing Northmore. This was in my first season at Union Pines. I don't like our spacing right here. I wish that our top receiver 17 here, he was more between the bottom of the number and the sideline. My slot receiver right there, number 4, he should have been splitting the difference between him and the tackle because I'm a spread guy, man. I want to see us spread the whole field out and see what kind of leverage we get. Another thing I don't like here, we're getting ready to tag a hitch down there too, number 19, who's the X receiver. So we're just tagging this as X hitch. Another thing I don't like here because it goes against what I said earlier is Rory, my quarterback, who was one of the smartest kids I've ever coached. He don't move 44 here to his right so that he has a clear lane to throw. But, nonetheless, this is a great route. This is a great football. He puts it on the outside shoulder. We're able to get this thing out. Jake's able to catch it, get 6 or 7 yards. Run it back one more time, Coach. And right here, right foot back, shuffle your feet, ball out. Jake does a great job right here, 19. Stop it right there, Coach. Jake does a great job right there of anticipating this throw. He's looking to make a move as soon as this ball is caught, trying to gain some extra yardage. I'll stop it right there, Coach. Now, guys, so prior to me, the head coach at Union Pines was Matt Quinn, and he just recently became the head football coach at North Augusta High School in South Carolina. And, he's a phenomenal offensive mind and a great coach. But there were some other special athletes on the teams that he had, and he was trying to obviously find ways to get them the ball. But this number 19 right here that you keep seeing catch this football, he was a good athlete. He was a basketball player. But what separated him from everybody else is I'm looking at the small details here with him. His stance is great. He always ran great routes and he had really soft hands. But if you watch him, man, his fundamentals were great. This kid may have been a 4.75, 4.8 type runner at best, but he just did all the little things right. And he ended up becoming stop right here, Coach. He ended up becoming a second team all-state receiver in 3AA as a senior, and he might have had 200 yards receiving as a junior. So I'm showing you this and I'm telling you this to tell you that there's some athlete in your school that hasn't touched the football a whole lot yet, but if he's a kid that believes in the little details and he does all the little things right for you, that young man could be just the same as number 19 right here. And like I said, he went on to be second team all-state in 3AA in North Carolina. Had 75 receptions for 1,200 yards. And guys, all of his stats really came from tunnel screens and quick game concepts like this. So, just imagine, having a 4.5 or a 4.6 type athlete catch these type of hitches and go score on somebody. Stop it right there, Coach. So, guys, I wanted to say this too. No matter what your offensive identity is, whether you're an air raid guy or you're a 2-back option type guy, or you're a 2-back, you're a 2-back team where you're trying to use one of the backs as more of a blocker. It doesn't matter what type of offense you are, even if you're under center. There are ways to incorporate quick game into your offense. Right here was my first game as a head coach at Union Pines. And at this time, we were a 2-back triple option, type offense where we're teaching the quarterback. He's reading the first thing head up or outside attack for dive and the next guy for pitch. And we knew, playing Montgomery Central right here, longtime head coach Benji Brown, that was at Thomasville High School, I think won about 7 state titles as a head coach. We knew that he and his dad, Alan Brown, we knew that he was a squeeze scrape type defensive guy, and that he was going to run his outside linebacker straight to pitch. But I said all that to say, no matter what it is the defense is trying to do, or no matter what offensive identity you have, you can incorporate quick game into what you do. Now, before Coach Salas starts this clip, like I said, we're an option team. I really, really like the way that number 19 down here is lined up. This is perfect in terms of what I expect. He's lined up between the bottom of the number and the sideline. Just enough space to be able to take these 5 yards right here, maybe make a move and rip and get up the sideline. But this outside linebacker who Montgomery Central has assigned to the pitch guy, if he doesn't get a threat, he's going to buzz to the flats because they're playing through cover 3. By getting this ball on the outside shoulder of 19, we're going to complete this thing every single time. Like I said, just teach that quarterback, get it to the outside shoulder. That way we can catch it, get the yards we're going to get, and keep it moving. As you can see here, Montgomery Central really has an advantage in terms of being able to get that linebacker to the flat because, we're throwing to the boundary. But because, Rory right foot back, shuffle your feet ball, he gets this thing out and he gets on the outside arms, that outside linebacker is not a threat in us completing this pass at all. And Jake just does a great job right there, settling down, catching that football, taking the yards they're willing to give us. It's just a great job. It's a pretty football play. You can move it forward to the next one, Coach. Is this the next one?
Yes.
Yeah. So North, we're back again here playing Northmore. Like I told you guys earlier, man, there's a lot of defensive coordinators out there that they don't think you're patient enough, man, to keep throwing that 5-yard hitch out there. Well, if you play Coach Cox, I'm telling you right now, if you give it to me, I'm gonna take it. If a pretty girl is willing to give me a kiss, I'm gonna kiss her all day long. And if you're gonna give me that much space to throw a 5-yard hitch or a 5-yard out, I promise you, I'm gonna take it, and you should take it too. Right here, Northmore's corner is playing so far off that Jacob's able to catch the football, turn around, and get more yardage because the corner hasn't even rallied up and tried to make a tackle yet. Y'all see how much separation there is right there? Guys, if teams are going to give you that, take it till they adjust. If they don't adjust, dink and dunk them all the way down the field. I promise you, your receivers will not hate you for getting the opportunity to touch that football 3 or 4 times in a row.